We would like to take this opportunity to recognize the validity of the protests going on throughout the United States and the world, advocating for greater equality and justice for all people at risk. We want to affirm that love is love, that Black Lives Matter, and trans rights are human rights. If I might, I will leave you with a poem. Something is terribly wrong if the pain, sorrow, and outrage of a people makes you more uncomfortable than murder itself. By Rupi Kaur. And now, on with the show. Warning. Fortune and Strife features subjects which can be uncomfortable for a general audience, such as the use of drugs and alcohol, poor treatment of people of different classes or cultures, adult situations, psychological trauma, and violence. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to Fortune and Strife. I'm Robert, or Bayushi Shinichi, and I'll be your host and narrator.
I am Jeanne, and I am playing Doji Gen.
I am Tyler, and I am playing Akoto Richi.
I'm Tiff, and I'm playing Kuni Yui.
I'm Paul, and I'm playing Shoshiro Bisho.
Hey, GM, since Kuni Yui and I are looking for Bisho's dropped belongings, do we have to roll anything for that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and call it void skullduggery. You're trying to find hidden items, stuff that has been stolen and hidden. Let's call it a void skullduggery check. And can either of you assist the other in that?
I will be assisting, since that is all you would really be able to do here. I have no recollection or possibility where these things could be hidden.
She's just kicking at bushes randomly. Do you have skullduggery or not?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, the extra kept die is still always good. So, yes, that'll be a void skullduggery with unskilled assistance for Bisho, TN of 2.
Wonderful.
All right, so let's see that roll.
Okay, I rolled with Kuni's assistance, 2 white and 3 black. The result is finally 2 opportunities, 2 strife, and 3 successes. And I would like to use those 2 opportunities to gain spiritual insight into the nature of the universe or your own heart. And I would like to explore why Bisho is actually keeping Megumi around.
Oh, that sounds perfect. But let me go ahead and narrate the success, and then you can go ahead and kind of give us the insight into Bisho's heart there, if they have one. So you and Yui are tromping around the grounds around the shrine down into the rice paddies, and you finally come upon another tree, and they're sticking out of the roots where normally Bisho just hides things by pushing them out into some sort of side pocket to reality in Senko. But right now it's just the head of his shamisen poking out of the roots of this tree. And it takes a little bit of doing, but you're able to free it without messing up the instrument in any way. It was just kind of shoved in there, but not stuck in any way. And you're dusting it off when you have these thoughts of how you used to play this for Megumi.
Yeah, and Bisho thinks about the whole situation of Megumi, and he doesn't want to actually exorcise her in any way or get rid of her. Bisho feels that Megumi is their responsibility and that they neglected a poor girl too much and manipulated her. They feel sorry, and they are stuck in that place where they know they have been cruel in the past. And especially in this form as Aiko, it's a reminder for Aiko not to go down that kind of path again.
No, that sounds perfect. It's definitely a thing about why you wouldn't want to, sit there and have you and Yui go and do battle with a ghost. That this ghost is, like you say, your responsibility. She's only in this state because of your actions. And to the best of your knowledge, she hasn't preyed on anyone else, that she only has eyes and an unquenchable thirst for Aiko.
Okay, good. We found at least the things I hid.
All right. That's a weird hiding place, but
It's usually a little bit better. It's a little.
There's a few other things tucked in there. You see Bisho's kitsune mask and a couple other pieces here and there, kind of stuck underneath the roots of the tree.
Yeah, an umbrella, a daisho, the mask, the shamisen.
Yeah,
right?
just little bits and pieces of it poking out from around the different big gnarled roots of this old tree.
So, well, we have your things. What's your plan going forward?
Well, I can turn back into Bisho, and I don't know if that's a good idea or not right now, but at least everyone would recognize me.
It's
And
fair.
Yeah, kind of miss this old form. And just a nostalgic smile crosses against.
It's the hips, isn't it?
It's the hips.
Well, if you decide to continue to be Eiko, that's fine. We'll just have to have an explanation that makes sense for it, and an explanation for why Bisho wouldn't be joining us.
It does bring too many questions. I guess I'll have to be Bisho.
I mean, we could figure it out, but if whatever works for you.
You seem a little eager to not have Bisho back.
It's there's just been a lot of stuff that's happened recently, and Bisho has done so much to hurt people recently. I know it's not what you intended, but I don't know. I can't help but not have my human mortal biases of when I see a completely different face of being like, oh, a new start. Maybe a chance to do it again, but I mean, it's not.
It's just another mask, another role, a little bit more graceful, but it's still me.
Well, it's you, but minus some of the things that made you different from us. I mean, not specifically because of this form, just you don't have, I guess you can still change shape, but like Nari's here and it is as mortal. And you can't go back to Chikuchido. So I don't know.
Well, hopefully we can fix it. But Megumi's here, so maybe I'll just spend a few more minutes in this form.
Sure. Well, when you're done, just I guess come back and we'll all figure out what's going on together.
She's back at the shrine, so I'll have to go there.
Oh, I mean, I thought she was like haunting you.
She doesn't move very fast, and she tends to steer to the left a lot.
Okay, so we're gonna do one of those things where I tried to say, "Oh, I'll leave you here," but now we're both walking back together in the same direction. But in reality, let's just pretend all the things I said, just walk and talk, and I said these things right as I go inside the shrine, and pretend this isn't totally awkward for me.
I think that's exactly what we're doing.
Yep. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And Yui walks into the shrine.
And Eiko probably wanders back over towards the koi pond, or are they going to play at the statue of the Kitsune? How are they going to try to appease Megumi here?
Well, she's at the koi pond, and she doesn't move very fast. And as I said, she always veers to the left, so it always takes her a long time to eventually come about. So, I'll sit down by the koi pond, start playing just a sweet old song.
Nice. All right. What do we want to think here? An old song kind of sounds like you're trying to remember a song, so I'm thinking maybe an earth performance, or are you trying to stir a certain set of emotions into Megumi, which might be like fire performance?
It's stirring a set of emotions, just trying to calm her down.
Sure. And what emotions are you trying to inflame here?
Nostalgia, just calmness, just make her a little bit more calm.
All right, yeah, let's go with nostalgia. Nostalgia is a good emotion, I think, to try to call to. All right, and I will give you a void point to do this blind, or you can know the TN.
I will take that void point.
All right, so void point to do it blind. This will be a fire performance check, and again, the TN is blind. All right, then. So, what was your roll?
Okay, okay. My original roll was 3 black and 2 white. And also I have the distinction of, my mind just totally blanked out on
Dangerous Allure, I think it is.
Yeah, Dangerous Allure. So I have the distinction of Dangerous Allure, which did help me out. The roll turned out to be 2 opportunities, 2 successes, and a strife. I'm going to use the 2 opportunities to use the actually romantic opportunity chart.
Ooh.
And I'm not sure how this is going to work exactly for an NPC, but it reads, a detail of your appearance catches your intended's interest. Their player must tell you which of the physical attributes they find most captivating. You and your intended each receive 1 strife, so I'm going to get an extra strife from this. And you each reduce the TN of your next skill roll check by 1.
Next social skill check. Okay. Pretty good. So yes, as you are singing, as you're playing, she begins to sing a ghostly song to accompany you, and she kind of floats and beside you, kind of almost singing cheek to cheek with you, except that her head's all tilted over to the side at a very just unsettling angle. But after your song is done, she's, oh, Aiko, that was wonderful. And have I ever told you how beautiful your posture is, your neck? I don't think I quite appreciated it before the way I do now. She kind of runs a pair of fingers down along the back of your neck as she kind of gazes at you longingly.
Yeah, this is the moment where all hairs stand up because ghost touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Megumi, this will be a trying time for both you and I, but I won't try to do anything to lose you.
You could never lose me. I'm going to follow you everywhere.
Oh.
And she starts to kind of laugh and giggle, and she starts to just fade away. And the last thing you see is the bridal veil fade from your vision, and she is gone for now. But you can't help that there's at least one eye of hers looking at you, watching you from its crooked angle.
This is the perfect time to queue up I'll Be Watching You.
All right. So with that, I assume you are going to find a way to turn yourself back into Bisho without being seen.
Yeah. Now that Megumi is appeased for now, it's probably go to the back of the shrine or go to the restroom, or maybe walk through the many torii gates at the end of the road and then come back as Bisho. Any of those options.
Okay. And yeah, easily done. And like I said, it's just a support action for the fox to change shapes and forms. And you've done this so many times in practice motion of, just as soon as you're sure all eyes are off you, to switch from one form to the next. And there you are, Bisho, yet again. And now we'll go inside the shrine to where Ricci and Gen have been coming together to put together a cover story for Sin and what they might do and say when they get back to the village and get the magistrate's approval.
Gen is shaking her head. I don't like this, but maybe she's just a new Yojimbo replacement for Seiji.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to question it terribly too much. This is certainly not my expertise.
No, my parents would be so angry with me. All right.
But your boss would be so proud of you.
But, all right. Well, that should be enough for Gansama to write his letters. We should get going. If has Yui found Bisho yet?
Maybe. I assume they could have. I've started hearing some playing, so I guess that was Bisho. But who knows with everything going on around here.
Probably about the time you guys say that, since if you're hearing playing, I probably would have. It's about when I had entered the shrine with just a more of an awkward smile on my face, like, "Hey, all right, hey, found Bisho. They'll be here soon."
Is he going to be returning to Scorpion Lands, or is he going to travel with us?
I don't know yet. That's gonna be up to Bisho.
It usually is.
Well, at this point, I assume he knows what's going on. So we'll find out when he gets here, but we should probably leave here shortly. Unless we want to stay for the night, kind of rest and recover where we can.
Honestly,
I
think we should move along.
Fair. I just remembered one thing. When we first came up here, the monk seemed a little nervous about us being sent by someone, and that's kind of been weighing on me for a little bit. I have a feeling he might be in trouble. Oh, hey, Bisho.
Hey.
You think he might be in trouble?
Just something just gives me that feeling.
All right. Well, I guess we've got to find that out first. You can wait here. I'll go talk to him, I guess.
Let me come with, because this is also kind of I'm the one that brought it up, so I feel like I should at least be there.
Well, why don't we all go there?
Yeah, we could. I mean, I just don't want to feel like we're crowding him, but yeah, I guess we can.
We're already crowding him. It's no biggie.
It's a fair point.
Plus, if something is bothering him, perhaps one of us has the expertise to actually deal with it.
Sure.
All right. So it's a small shrine. It's pretty easy to find. Kusuke Kenzo, the shrine keeper here for the Shrine to Inari. What can I do for you, Samurai, today? Anything else?
Yes, and so she's like, I've got to go. I've got to investigate this. So she goes up to
Kenzo, the shrine keeper.
Kenzo, the shrine keeper. Kenzo. Sorry.
It's all right.
My apologies. You've been a very gracious host to us, and I admit that my mind was preoccupied with the duel that was coming up. But you did mention that you were expecting guests later, and Akoto-san, Richie-san mentioned that you were concerned about guests earlier. Is there anything that we could do to help?
I help with what exactly? I was wondering if you might have been and he's clearly trying to find some sort of cover story, but he's not quite finding like the right words before he finally comes up with we were expecting a delegation from another shrine.
Oh, which shrine? There are so many shrines.
Oh, aren't there? Yes. Ooh. Well, it would have been from it's a rather obscure Shinsei sect.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is it a rather big shrine?
Oh no. It's rather minor, but they are prestigious within the Brotherhood, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to be leaving a good impression.
Well, we could always send a message to them.
Oh no! If they're on their way, I'm sure they'll be here any moment.
No, I insisted. Where are they? Who are they?
Well then, they are.
Come on, don't waste our time. We're being so generous to you, and we're samurai, so time is always precious.
Of course, they are from the Heron's Cry sect of Shinseism.
Can I roll anything to see?
Sure
Yeah,
can.
sentiment.
Sentiment is the thing to roll in this case. Yeah.
Sentiment air.
Sentiment
probably?
air, sentiment water also works. If you are trying to intuit, it's a void sentiment check.
Okay.
You go ahead and pull out my handy dandy approaches chart. So with this is a scholar check.
Mm-hmm.
So there is recall for Earth to know if you've ever heard of this sect. Survey to identify something like he might be lying. Fire to theorize that he's bullshitting you. Air to analyze that they're making stuff up or whether it's truthful or not. And void is to sense and intuit. So yes, if you wanted to go with an air check, I would probably say that it is a TN3 or a TN2 sentiment check, TN1 air, TN what did I say? TN3 Earth.
Okay.
I'll go with air.
Okay.
And I will go with water.
There you go. Is anyone else assisting or helping out in this way in any way?
I will I'll assist.
All right. Which one?
I'll assist again, since she's the one kind of spearheading a little bit more of the follow-ups here.
Of surveying and watching him. All right, go for it. So for the water check, that'll be a water sentiment. There we go. Water sentiment TN2 with a skilled assistance. You have sentiment, Ricci?
Indeed, I do.
All right, and then it'll be a TN1 air sentiment check for Bisho.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. So again, how did your rolls go?
Well, thanks to Ricci's timely assistance, I actually get 2 successes, 3 ops, and no strife
Very good.
on my roll. So that was really great. In that, I would like to, use my successes to see if he's lying. I'd like to spend 1 opportunity to remove 2 strife. I'd like to spend 1 opportunity to identify something unique or different regarding Kenzo, who's the person I'm looking at here. And then 1 water opportunity from the espionage options to say that I observe a clue or hint that indicates to you that information about this target or goal might also be found elsewhere. It gives me some hint to investigate that's not right here.
Okay. So you are upstairs, and Kenzo definitely appears to be like looking down into the shrine, the first floor of the shrine from upstairs. There's a small gallery that looks down, and like he's looking down at the statuary that exists on the first floor. He definitely lets his eyes keep falling over to that. Next is he is definitely lying about this. He is making things up. To the best of your knowledge, you've never heard of this Heron's Cry sect of Shinseism or this shrine, and you're pretty sure you would remember just about anything, and that this person is making something up. Now, it also said that you observe a clue or hint that indicates you the information about your target or goal might be found elsewhere. I mean, I kind of gave you a bit of that saying it's downstairs. But what else might I say? But he's very something about downstairs, and he keeps looking down there. But he is also seems fearful of the delegation, or at least who he's claiming is the delegation that he seems to be talking about is from an outside force that he is scared of.
That is perfect. That answers
There you
it
go. Yep.
wonderfully.
All right, Bisho, how did your roll go?
It went. I ended up getting 1 opportunity, 1 success, and 1 strife. I would like to use that opportunity to learn the NPC's demeanor and their current strife.
Okay, their current strife is, let me pull up their sheet. All right, so their current strife is 15, and their demeanor is detached, which is +1 to fire, +1 to earth, -2 to void.
Got it.
Let me go ahead and write that down for you.
Quick question about that.
Of course.
I always get this mixed up. Is the +1 to earth and fire means the TM goes?
The TN goes up by 1 if you use an earth or fire approach, and it goes down by 2 if you use a void approach.
Okay, that's what I remembered, and I remembered correctly. So awesome.
Yep.
So its current strife is 15.
15, right? Normally, that would cause several of you to be compromised probably once, maybe even twice over.
Yep. And with 1 success, I succeeded.
Yes,
and
with 1 success, you definitely know that he is bullshitting you. He is weaving a tale that is just completely made up. That there's no such thing as this group. In fact, if anything, he probably just heard a bird cry and decided to name it after that.
Oh, I see. The Heron Squall, wasn't it?
Yeah, Heron Squall.
Interesting group. I heard that they travel all over, and they're nice. Actually, almost hospitable, some would say.
Yes, which is why I would love to be able to make sure I can clean up the shrine and get it just as presentable as they would make their own home and shrine to any traveler.
Oh, well, we definitely want to do that. We want to make sure that the shrine is properly prepared for you. And you have a lot to do, and we've made ourselves more than a difficult presence here. Please allow me to help you start cleaning up. She heads straight downstairs to that statue.
I will help you out, Gin.
All right. So the two of you head downstairs, and yes, there are 4 statues of prominence in the gallery or arcade or downstairs, however you want to describe it. The chamber of the shrine here. There is 2 to the north wall, 1 to the south wall, and 1 in the middle.
Okay, and which one was he looking at?
Probably the one in the middle.
Okay.
Which one looks the dirtiest skin?
Well, he takes good care of all of them, but he seemed very concerned about this one.
Yes, this one is probably the cleanest of all of them.
I'd say it needs more polish. What do you say?
I'm glancing back up at him.
I'll get the polish for you and the rags, girls. Come, let's help our guests. And they kind of scurry around to grab the cleaning supplies.
I want to start looking for some hidden compartments. Probably like the statue looks pretty solid, right?
Yes, very solid. It is a bronze statue to some sort of dedicated to some sort of monk from ages past.
Yeah, I want to start checking for hidden compartments.
All right, that sounds like a air skullduggery check, I think.
Yep.
Trade, con, innovate. It would either be fire or air. It's either a con or an innovate check here, but I think con to try and find a hidden compartment sounds good because it's also used for pickpockets and things like that. So let's go with that. And disguise contraband.
All right, and is this hidden TN or fully realized?
No, this would be a No TN, because you don't find any hidden compartments, at least none that you can think of. And as someone who has as someone who has practiced at hiding things, none of the usual spots that you would have tried to hide a compartment or try to get one in there seem to be where they would be at. You can kind of knock on and feel a couple of hollow parts on the statue, but they would all be in the normal spots that a hollow would be in. I mean, I could have you roll, but you'd be trying to roll against a negative, something that doesn't exist.
Again is not polishing right away. She is taking a step back and looking at these statues, and trying to recall from memory anything that she might have seen that triggers a recollection that makes them familiar in some way. Why is he so concerned with this? I'm thinking that Earth aesthetics might be appropriate here.
Yes, there could be something to be found with Earth aesthetics. Let's go with Earth aesthetics with a TN of 2.
Okay. All right. With my aesthetics 2 and Earth 3, I managed to roll 2 successes and 3 opportunities. Thanks to explosions.
Okay.
And I would like to use my opportunities. I'd like to use 1 to negate Strife, because I got Strife on one of those dice.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 other ones to suddenly recall something important, but not directly related to what I just rolled. That might be helpful here.
Okay. So you notice that the statue in front of you doesn't seem nearly as old as the dedication plaque would make it out to be to this monk known as the Great Golden Wolf, Kinro. But that's when you remember that this is not the first time that you have heard the name Kinro. That you heard that name like 2 days ago. Didn't that monk say something about going to visit his friend Kinro who had a leaky roof?
Okay.
And that this statue was far too new for the plaque that says it was dedicated, several hundred years ago. The style of this particular statue is probably something that's only been around for the within the last century.
All right. Bisho-san, and Sueno, could you please help with Bisho-san with cleaning the shrine? I have a few more questions for Kenzo-san.
And Sueno says, "Of course, no. It'll be my pleasure to pay these people back for their hospitality. I'll gladly help clean the shrine."
Thank you. That gives me the excuse to go
but
back.
She kind of gives you a bit of a side-eyed glance of like, does this mean you want me to be ready? Kind of like a bit of like.
She's like, keep your eye out for anything weird.
And she nods and starts to get to work to polishing the statue while definitely being aware of the surroundings.
She's got a lot more skullduggery than me.
Right?
She has some. All right. I'm good to go back up to the monk.
The monk can come downstairs to hand you all the cleaning supplies and stuff like that. So he's nearby. He's probably hanging out near the back of the shrine.
I go over to the monk and pull him aside from the others. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And say, I'm sorry, but you seem very worried and concerned. And I know there is something going on with Kenro. Now, I can wait here until your guests show up.
Oh, please no! Please tell me you're still planning on leaving. You can't.
Or you can explain to me the difficulty that you are in, so that we may help you and all of us proceed together in a way that is proper for a shrine of Inari. And I am putting the doji lean on him.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and This sounds like it's not quite a command, but it's a courtesy check, and it sounds like it is a fire courtesy check of, oh, we can be all sorts of hospitable, or we can be a real pain in your ass.
All right, I'll try it. I can roll a void on it. Maybe.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, no.
Unless you were thinking of another approach to kind of like you said, put the screws to him.
Oh,
I was more trying. Go ahead.
It's a courtesy check.
Yes, it is.
I think I can give some skilled assistance.
There you go.
Maybe if you come over and give me a little
Yeah, what might you
hints to
say?
a better approach, then maybe we can, since you know the approaches.
I mean, unless you're trying to trick the information out of him, but it definitely sounds like you're trying to lean on him here. And so, yeah.
I'm trying to be persuasive. I'm not trying to go up against him. So
okay. So persuasive would be water. Yeah, I can see this being water. I could definitely see. Listen, I want to help you. It's definitely not I want to help you or else. There was kind of an or else there. Oh God, it's so hard to figure out if this is provoking or if this is truly trying to be persuasive.
Actually, what I was trying, or I could even be going for the void approach here and just saying this is a shrine to Inari, and I'm trying to make it a proper shrine. But whatever.
Yeah. I think it was the implication of or else. Like we could stay the night and make ourselves guess. That was definitely making me feel it's a provoke kind of action. But Paul, you were going to say?
Perhaps how I will contribute will help define our situation a little bit more.
Okay.
Bisho is a bit taller than Gen and looks basically over at the priest, and he says, well, this is a temple that was just graced by Inari's presence. I'm sure all of you are reliable and trustworthy people that would never hold anything back because you are so holy enough to have a visitation, in fact.
You're right. We would not want to bring any shame upon ourselves or
and we've seen when someone gets so dogged about things, they just lose themselves.
That's
all right. So that is either an air or a fire, but yes, we are definitely getting into that realm. All right. So yes, I will give you guys at this point, because there was kind of an or else there, even if you were trying to be as sweet as honey with it, air to trick it out of him or fire to provoke it out of him, I think is what it's going to be. But you will have skilled assistance from Bisho on this courtesy roll.
All right. I'll go for air.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Because it's air. All right. And do you want to know the TN or do you want to do it blind?
I want to know the TN because I am full up on void anyway. So
fair enough. I would allow you to take it blind and then spend immediately if you wanted. But if you want to know the TN, it is going to be a TN of 3.
Okay, I will spend a void point on it then.
Okay. So again, are we going with air or fire for this?
I'm going with air. Just a second.
All right. So air courtesy TN 3. All right. So how did the roll go?
All right. The roll went pretty well. I got 3 strife, 6 successes.
Oh man.
And 2 opportunity. Plus I have another 3 opportunity from being my Doji awesomeness.
Doji did that, yeah.
Yeah, persuading someone to do something for me. So I am leaning pretty hard on trying to trick the information out of him. And with the opportunities, I would like to spend some of those opportunities to negate the strife on the roll.
Okay.
Okay. And with the remaining opportunities, I would like to, if my roll there was successful,
it was a success.
And I find out who is leaning on this guy, what he's afraid of. I'd like that to give me some advantage in dealing with them in the future.
Okay, so some sort of advantage in dealing with him in the future. All right. So, all right, fine. I just there is a delegation coming from the Brotherhood, but it's a fortunate sect. It's from the main temple to Inari. They're coming. They're making a procession through the southern half of the empire, and I just don't want to be embarrassed when they get here because I borrowed money I shouldn't have from I thought he was doing us a favor from a local sake distiller, Noboru. I needed money to repair the roof for the delegation when they were coming through, and I thought everything was fine and taken care of up until, well, the abbot wrote me a letter and said they were very much looking forward to seeing the statue of Kenro, the Great Cold Wolf. And, well, Noboru took it as collateral, and it's not here anymore. And I don't know what to do. And I've been having panic attacks about it every day for the last week. I don't know what to do.
Oh my.
Dear.
Yes, it's a sacred golden mummified saint. I know I shouldn't have taken the loan, but I needed to fix the temple up, and I didn't know that they were coming specifically for a rededication of the saint.
Who's the sake dealer?
That would be Noboru. He'd be he's the local the distiller.
Where is he at?
He is set up about equal distance between the Crablands and the Sparrowlands. He likes to think of it as in an unadministered part of Rokugan where he can get away with things like this.
Can Inari hear all this?
Yeah, she's upstairs, and you're pretty sure you awkwardly heard her kind of flopping around in her armor and unused clothes, and she's probably busy trying to lean in against the railing upstairs to listen in what's going on downstairs. But yeah, she's not nearly as stealthy as she thinks she is.
My. And what would Inari think of all of this?
Oh God, I'm just so glad she didn't enter the shrine when she made her visitation. I had no idea we were going to be blessed with her. I was already having enough problems thinking that I was going to have samurai having an honor duel here at the shrine during all these problems. And oh my God, I just don't know. I just don't know what I was going to do. You people just keep coming back to the temple here, and he looks like he's going to be sick. Like he's ready, just on the verge of vomiting right now.
All right. Don't worry. Settle down. Here, have a seat.
Yeah, he goes ahead and he kneels down and kind of leans up against the wall.
It, of course, would not do to have the Shrine of Inari be rained on.
The roof had been leaking for months.
I understand. Is there has the temple made back the funds to pay back for this?
Oh, not even close. That's why he took the statue.
How long ago did he take the statue?
Last month. I thought I had till New Year's Day, but he said if I didn't have it after the offerings from summer, that I wasn't going to make it up. I mean, we'd only come up with 12 koku worth to pay back the 50 that we owed. And he said we were never going to make that back by the time New Year's came. So he would just go ahead and take Kenro as payment due.
Well, that's not good. But I'm sure we can figure something out, can't we?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, unless you have the money to pay him back.
Oh, there are ways. But you don't worry about that. I think as honorable, compassionate samurai, we should do something about this man who thinks he can go against any rule of the Empire. And Inari.
You think you can get it back?
I think we can.
Oh, bless you all so much. Oh, may Inari's blessings be upon you for all time. I will put in extra prayers and efforts with all of my being.
Ken's just rubbing her head like, oh no. When are they coming? When is the temple coming for the rededication?
Oh God, it could have been any time in the next week. I would think they said they would do their best to be here. A good solid month before the snow started. So I mean, it could be any moment now. We're so near the end of the month.
I don't think that there's anything that's going to be able to free you from the consequences with the shrine, other than you being able to reassure them that it is being looked into.
Kind of makes that face again, like he's going to be sick. Oh, all right. So even if I have to bear that embarrassment, I mean, what do you think you could do?
Get the statue back.
Yeah,
I think we can do it.
Gen isn't so sure, but supposed to be doing things for Nari, right?
Yeah, selfless things for Inari.
This part of my profound apology.
well, one can only hope.
Yui-san, Richie-san,
Yes.
have you been listening?
Yeah, I thought this was kind of a given for us.
I was doing push-ups. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I had to get all these emotions out somehow.
Well, time for more things and more emotions. It seems our humble host has made a mistake. A slight error, one would say.
The way you're saying it, I feel like it's way worse than just a mistake.
I took money from a gangster, and to pay for the roof of the shrine, and they took the golden saint.
I don't feel very good about people, especially mobsters, who wish to defile shrines.
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
He's apparently been doing it to others. He likes to think of himself as a fine art collector.
This is not art. This is holy things.
This is straight up theft.
This is an atrocity. Bisho's actually getting kind of ticked.
Well, why don't we go show him some performance art up close and personal like?
I like that.
I can already hear Yui's knuckles cracking.
Yeah, pretty exactly. Yep.
Well, we need to get the Koku back that they paid for it, but one thing at a time. Gen is kind of a little, she's been very ginned up on, investigate the, I found something curious. Now she's found what it is, and it's this. So it's like, oh, okay. Well,
Not sure if she's disappointed she's figured it out so quickly, or or not.
She's not sure. She's not sure either, but she's solved it. So
Hey, just be thankful. This is a mundane problem for once, right?
that's true. This is a mundane problem, and it just goes to show that the whole priest thing is. Well, maybe she shouldn't contemplate those thoughts for very long, because Inari's right in the other room and will probably be mad at her. So, all right. Well, we still need to resolve this issue and leave for Foxlands as quickly as possible. I have no idea what Inari's current place with us will do on the remainder of the harvest.
But you said you get the saint back, and they'll be here in a week.
I think we should get the
The
saint
research
back.
can wait, can't it?
It can.
And he has just prostrated himself, head to the floor. Please, I beg upon you, I will debase myself in every way possible. I will put forth every prayer that I know and cast every ounce of power I can and coax it from Inari for your benefit.
Get up. Don't do this.
Oh,
You already.
Jen is just she whips out the fan finally, and she's just got her face covered with her fan because she just can't take this.
You're already.
Yeah,
risking
he's
you-
just a mess of tears and snot right now, and just he is fully compromised at this point.
I mean, how far away was this guy?
It would be between Sparrowlands and the Crablands, which is it's doable, I believe. Let me go ahead and
Way out of the way.
it's to the yes, you'd be traveling to the south, as opposed to heading north.
But so
So,
either that or they're coming here in a week.
The delegation of the Brotherhood of Shinsei is coming in a week. So if we go over here to the map, I can show you that his place is located right there, kind of nearby, actually, where you met with Inari and Mariko and Ryuji left you. So truthfully, it's maybe a full day's journey if you travel south to head there.
That's not bad at all.
No,
All right. I thought it was much further than that.
No,
I thought it was much further than that. Okay.
But it is, it is in an area that is outside of the Sparrowlands and outside the Crablands, into the what they sometimes term the Imperial Lands or the Unaligned Lands. That there, the laws are a little more free because samurai only show up every once in a while, and it's a place where a Ronin can find some peace and maybe an employer and get themselves rich and wealthy with a position again. Usually, for working for somebody like Noboru.
All right. Since it is not as far away as I had feared, then we will try and have everything back to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
How many shrines has this Noboru hit?
Oh, it's not just shrines. He legitimately also does collect art, but I have heard that he has bent the arm of those at the Heaven's Wisdom Temple of the Asahina, that he has taken offerings from Koten in the Crablands, their ancestral hall, and just from other samurai's estates, paintings and sculpture, and but yes, no, he's just a thief.
It's vile.
He seems to make it seem it's okay because he writes these contracts out for us for repayment, and I there's just almost no way that we can ever repay it. But
Do you have the contract?
I do. And he kind of rubs his face on his the sleeve of his kimono, and he runs upstairs, and he kind of you hear Inari very quickly just slam the door shut and tumble into the room where she was supposed to be hiding or waiting, and said she was listening in. So you hear that commotion, and then him open up the door next to hers. He comes back down quickly down the stairs, almost stumbling over himself, and he produces a box for you, and he opens it up, and it has the koku that he's able to accumulate so far, wrapped in rice paper, like as if it was made for a temple offering, and or for a funeral offering, that kind of thing. And inside there is also a contract that Noboru had written up for this exchange, for a loan to be repaid for the reconstruction of the roof of the building, of the shrine.
All right. I will need to take some time to analyze this. Maybe there's a legal loophole we can find in it. But we should probably be going.
Actually, first, we should find some leaves about the same size and shape of Coco.
Why?
Because this man does not deserve any money.
I don't think we need to give him money, but if you want to, you have your ways and I have mine. We can do both.
We can do both of our ways. You want to help find some leaves?
There's a lot of trees, so don't think you'll have to look very hard.
I'm Robert, or Bayushi Shinichi, your host and narrator. Thank you once again for listening. Remember to catch new episodes every Monday, and if you want to catch them early or are looking for more bonus content, please consider becoming a supporting member of the Patreon at patreon.com/CourtGames. To reach out to us, email the show at fortuneandstrife@gmail.com.
I'm Tiff, and I played Kuniyui. You can also find us on the web at courtgamespod.com, Facebook and Instagram under Fortune and Strife, and Twitter at L5R FNS.
I am Tyler, and I've been playing Akoto Ricci. You can find me on Twitter or on Twitch as Churcher Games.
I'm Paul, and I was playing Shishiro Bisho. If you want to follow my other projects, I am the GM of 2 LGBT+ podcasts, Tales of Swordfall at Swordfall D&D for D&D 5e, and Gates of Orchid and Iris at GOIL5R for L5R 5e.
This was Jeanne, aka Kakita Kaori, and also known as, at least today, Doji Gen. If you like, you can also find me on the CourtGames RPG podcast, at the Winter Garden of the Kakita website, or check out The Table Is Yours for fiction readings of the FFG stories. This has been Fortune and Strife, a Court Games production in association with the Rokugani Historical Society.
Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.